about Dapper Dino today. Okay, Brian is here, and yeah, and he is from the Denmark. He's the Chinese Viking in Denmark who got lost with the expedition of Emperor, what, Admiral Zheng He some time ago. Okay, so let him take over, guys. Let's see
Yeah,
what he
hi
says.
guys. So this week I'm doing the Thursday show. I'm actually in the midst of moving my house, trying to shift from one place to another. So Tuesday was not a good time, but anyway, I'm on now. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about Bitcoin, and what it means for us basically in the coming weeks or months. And I think we already know that it has been pumping like mad, and whenever Bitcoin pumps like that, we sort of know, or we want to be on the watch for some of the other signs that shows us that a bull run may be coming, and we don't want to miss out on that. So what you're currently seeing now is my chart on Bitcoin. So you basically see two zones that I've marked out at this point in time. So I'm kind of watching it quite closely because at this point in time, how I see it is I think there might be a little bit of a retracement, probably back to 51 or so before it's going to go up higher. If not, I think it might come up a little bit to about 56, 57. And this is a point where I'll watch, as this may be a zone where the retracement starts. So as you can see here, it's kind of quite close to it. And for the past 12 hours or so, we're seeing a little bit of a retracement. So this is how I look at my charts, right? Everybody looks at it a little bit different, but basically how I read it is I think it might actually come down here before it goes up a little bit higher. So that's a zone that I think I'm looking at. If any of you are keen to buy, that's an area I'm personally looking at. All right. So I'm a little bit 50-50. I'm bull in the long run, but I'm just trying to find the right time or the right zone before I sort of want to put my money in, or that's when I start to read that a bull run might be coming. Because when I take that technical analysis and we look at some of the other news that has been coming up, right? So a couple of days ago or end of last week, I think we already know, we have seen the Bitcoin has been pumping and pumping and pumping, and that really shows after a couple of months, 2 or 3 months of Bitcoin being dumped and then being affected again by the FUD. Now we are starting to see this huge pump, and we can start to see that more and more of the institutions or more and more of the traders are starting to put their attention at Bitcoin again, which is of course good for us. But whenever that happens, right, then we always want to be looking at both sides of the story. So again, it happens a little bit more in crypto where the price goes just parabolic, but a market is still a market, and when it's overextended, you will expect some form of a correction, right? So that's why, again, going back to this chart, I kind of think that this is quite a massive pump. There are a couple of zones that I'm looking at for a retracement. I don't expect a dump, but this is exactly what I mean. There will be potentially, there are three indicators here that really show that it's time for Bitcoin to have a little bit of a correction before it goes up higher, because people are taking profit. The funding rates are also being affected. And when you look at a separate indicator as well, it seems to show that. So I'm just sitting a little bit longer, just trying to watch this chart as we go about. Okay, so a reason why it might be pumping as well, which is why I'm a little bit careful, because it may not be so much so of people gaining the confidence back in Bitcoin at this point in time. But I think Shukri, I think end of last month, he already said that in October, it's kind of like October, right? Because there's tons of good news relating to Bitcoin that is going to be launched in October. And I think a lot of that relates to the Bitcoin futures, and it shows that there's a 75% chance that the SEC will approve a Bitcoin futures. And we know that in crypto, there's always to some extent a market manipulation there. And that's why if the whales are already anticipating such a thing, they're going to be buying in. And that might just have caused this kind of a pump from 40 all the way up here. And when that gets approved, they might want to take some profit. So again, yeah, we are seeing a pump, but I'm still trying to ascertain about what caused that pump. And if it's really because of this, then I think we might probably have to be looking or waiting a little bit longer before the real market confidence comes back to really drive the rest of the market up. So if you don't already know why we always look at Bitcoin first, I think Shukri has always spoken about the dominance of BTC and how that really affects the rest of the market. So another indicator that is a little bit sort of iffy or off for me now is that when Bitcoin has been pumping now for a week or so, Ethereum still, well, I mean, it's pumped 25% over the next 7 days. But I think there's a cycle here to follow whereby whenever Bitcoin pumps and there is true market confidence, Ethereum will definitely follow. So I mean, it was about 2829 about a week ago or so, and now it's at 35. But I think if we are going to see really a whole market pumping, then we're going to expect this to go up higher, about 4 or 5, or even up to 6, I would think, as some people are speculating. And when that happens, then I think we're going to see the top 25 coins pump, followed by the top 100 coins, as you can see in this whole list here. And then I think that's where we want to be looking at some of the micro caps in some of the more popular ecosystems. Things like like Solana, AVAX. These are the things that I think that's been quite hot in the past couple of months. So these are the coins maybe the ecosystems, like I mentioned, you probably want to be looking at buying some bags of it as we anticipate the pump probably later on this month or towards the end of the year. So again, I think that's why the Bitcoin price is always something, even if we don't really buy it or trade it, that's something we want to be looking at, because that really sets the tone of what the market is going to be like. And just another side note, at this point in time, I'm even looking to cash out a little bit on some of my holdings in Bitcoin, because I think having been in crypto for a while now, it's quite clear. For example, if you had bought in at 30 or 40 at the bottom here, if I were to go to the daily, even if you have bought it at 30, despite this pump, you're not even at 2x yet, right? So it's kind of like a very safe place to put your money in. But I think we all know, especially if you've been following Shukri quite closely, 2x gain in crypto is worse than unhappily happy, right? So I'm looking to get out some of my gains in Bitcoin potentially and to reinvest that, as I mentioned, into some of the other smaller cap coins to maximize my gains before Q2 next year, right? So I'm just going to move on a little bit to Ethereum at this point in time. This is a very interesting piece of news, because I think despite all the new blockchains that are coming out, I just wanted to share a little bit about what I think the future of DeFi will be. At this point in time, we know Ethereum is still leading the way, right? It's going to be, it's huge. Most of the projects are still here, especially with layer 2 now coming out. And I think you've heard about some of these projects as well. These are only going to contribute to Ethereum being bigger and bigger, just simply because of the utility at this point in time. But I think at some point in time, what I expect is that the future of the blockchain industry is going to be a multi-chain approach. So I think at this point in time, just tying it back to what I spoke about, some of the other bigger blockchains that are newer, some of the ecosystems you want to be looking at, because I think at some point in time, they are going to realize that layer 2 is going to help. But at the end of the day, I think people are going to start to adopt some of the other blockchains out there. And Ethereum will not be like a single chain where people flock to. So I think the other blockchains are going to come up. They're going to work alongside Ethereum, as you can see here. And this is going to give us a lot of opportunity, and a lot of places for us to set up our positions. So if you believe that the future is going to be a multi-chain approach, then I think this is the time when you start to identify the bigger blockchains, and from there you can focus and start to position some of your money there for mid to long term. So I think with that, I'm just going to stop here. Then going to give that 5 minutes back to Shukri, just to share some of the other insights that he has.
Yeah, today we have a test for Henry. Okay, we have this. So everything's pumping. Yeah, I think layer 2 will be big. As I have told you guys, layer 2, things like Polygon, things like Immutable X are going to change NFTs forever and ever. You know, it's done. There's going to be so many people that are coming in. You just ain't going to believe it. But Brian also talked about multi-chain. So let's look at this multi-chain. This multi-chain chain, this multi-chain chain, whatever you call it, that's really, really moving up. And Henry, your test is, we're going to test Henry today. Why? Why is it moving up? Okay, Henry, look at that. Look at Polkadot. It is moving up again. Where is Henry? Why is this so very well supported? There. Yes, there are some wicks going down. Normal crypto, you know, you cannot put it here because I kind of draw it here. Why is this going up? Who knows? Why is Polkadot going up? Yes, Akala, because Akala has sent a message to everyone to get ready for the crowd loan, right? So again, you have to
There's
have
a second one up, you know?
Yes,
There's a second one up.
This is which one? Which one? I only
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. Awesome. So there's
Yeah, the whitelist is open, guys. Yeah,
awesome.
for
There's
Equilibrium.
Akala, there's Equilibrium, there's going to be Moonbeam soon, right? Just I think the biggest one is going to be Moonbeam, but Akala definitely is it. So this is pushing this up. See, I told you this is support, but this is the thing with crypto. When you're doing technical analysis, you have to consider all these wicks going down. That is very normal today, okay? But what I want to tell you, so tomorrow, don't miss the show. Tomorrow we have a very exciting show where I am going to answer this question, okay? I am going to answer this very, very interesting. Because someone asked me something. Someone asked me something. I'm going to ask you the question also. Basically, this person said, hopefully I can make 1 million. Hopefully, two questions here. Hopefully I can make 1 million. That's one. This is two remarks, and we're going to answer this tomorrow. Can or not, okay? In any currency, doesn't matter. You're in Malaysia, ringgit, you're in Singapore, Sing dollar, you're like me, the most powerful US dollar, okay? We do not bring pound into the equation. I haven't calculated. But here it is. The next thing is, do I buy? Is Ethereum a good buy? So I want you to study this. Is it possible? Is it possible? Is Ethereum a good buy? Okay. So we're going to answer this tomorrow. Is Ethereum a good buy? Having said that, can somebody calculate the price of a good buy? The price of BNB. What's the price of BNB, guys? Can you calculate what is the price of 5 BNB? What is the price of 5 BNB? Is it what? Is it 2002? Yeah. 2000 what? 2000, yeah.
More. Yeah.
2002. Let's say it's 2002. Can you calculate for me if 300 goes to 2002, how many times is that? Calculate for me that, and I will show you something. I told you guys, right? The time will come. The market has split into two now. Split into two. And if you can play both markets, is good. If you can play one market, well, if you play this is something that I'm going to tell. How many times is that? 300 by 2, 9? No, 8, right? 8, 7. This is at least 7. What it is? 7.3 times, right? 7.3 times or whatever it is. But this is the NFTs, guys. This is the bunny. You know, I never understood this. You know, I never understood what these guys were doing here. Like pancake, you know, the moon is made of pancakes. I said, like, this is such crap. But now they are right. I was wrong. The moon is made of pancakes at that. 300 in the initial drop of the bunnies is now worth $2,200. So congratulations to our team member who got 3. He minted 3. It finished in 11 seconds. But he managed to do it. I think that's awesome, man. So 3, can you imagine that? So basically, I'm just going to calculate this, okay? I'm just going to calculate this. So 6,006 divided by 900, that's like 7.33 times. But the point is that this person, we do not name names here. Okay? Made like 5,700 US. It's like 22,000 ringgit one day, okay? So just know that there's a lot of markets that are really, really doing very well. And now it's like NFTs are everything, guys. The NFT drops are really, I mean, people who are there are like smashing it to the moon. Like man, this is too much money. Okay, even I'm looking at NFTs. I've been on OpenSea. I managed to snipe those that I wanted. I'm glad for that. I just had to wait a long time. I just had to wait a long time until I saw the one that I had wrote down. That's why I said always, I never buy stop, right? I always buy limit. So just remember that. But this is like, yeah, this was it. This was it. You could mean, 15K is about $300, and there, 11 seconds, guys. So tomorrow, I want you to enter this. I want you to think about this. Hopefully, I can make 1 million. Is Ethereum a good buy? And we are going to answer the question here. And we are to answer the question within the right context. I'm going to present to you the right context. Can or cannot. Don't miss it, okay? Can or cannot. Even Brian is now like, oh my God, can or cannot. Because this is the dream of many, right? If can, I will tell you why can. If cannot, I will tell you why cannot. I'm even going to tell you if why cannot, I'll tell you why cannot and when can. If can, then I'll tell you can and what this person needs to do to make the 1 million. So don't miss it tomorrow. I am going to see you guys tomorrow. Until then, it is bunnies to the moon. The pancake bunnies, okay? The pancake bunnies. No, don't think about any other bunnies, okay? Bunnies are going to the moon. We're going to see you tomorrow. Can this person make $1 million? Bye, guys. Hold the line. See you tomorrow.